When you first begin the lab, you will come to this page. Click on Open in Editor. Here the circuit will begin to initialize and you'll be brought to this page. If you don't have an account, that's okay, just close it out. Alright, next thing you want to do is click on Simulate, and we have to put in the measurements. So we click on Add Expressions and move the cursor over. Notice when I put it on a little circle pops up, that's a node. I want to go right next to the meter. So I click there and notice that two things came up, a voltage and a current. In order to get values here, you have to click Run DC Solver. Now I will click Run DC Solver and notice I get a voltage. This voltage is the voltage across the fuse, which is BC, and it's also the current which is running through the fuse. So you can record these measurements in your step 1. Step 2 and step 3, I have the formulas written in the other lab file. Just follow the formulas and use 10 volts for voltage and 100 milli or 100 times 10 to the minus 3 or 0.1 milliamp, 0.1 amps in your calculations. The next step you have to do is change the switch. Click on Build. Notice you go into build mode. If you right click on a PC or double click with a Mac, click Edit Parameters, and you want to click the state to open. Notice the switch opened. Now you go back to Simulate. You still have your voltage and current measurements. You don't need to add anything else. Just press Run DC Solver. Now we hardly have any voltage because this is 1 picovolts, and we have hardly any current, so you can record these measurements. Ideally, they are 0. Click on Build again. Now right click, put the switch back to closed. Now it's closed, and you're ready to make the next measurement. If you need to change the value of the voltage for one of the other steps, you just right click, Edit Parameters, and it says 10. You can backspace that out, type in 6. Notice we now have 6 volts. So when I press Simulate again and Run DC Solver, I will get my new voltage and current measurements. Those are the measurements I want to put in for answers. Anytime I change the circuit, I have to press Build. Anytime I run the circuit, I have to press Run DC Solver. So let's go back to Build. Let's change this. Let's right click here and Edit Parameters, change it to back to 10. Now if I want to switch the voltage source around the other way, I just have to rotate it a couple times, right click, rotate counterclockwise, and now it's upside down. So when I go back to Simulate and Run DC Solver, my voltage and current measurements are reversed.